In Top Gun's sequel, Tom Cruise's Maverick doesn't pilot his F-14 Tomcat, but has a new fighter jet that should bring a modern feel to a nostalgic film. With Top Gun Maverick set to release soon, many fans are excited to re-enter the danger zone with Pete Maverick Mitchell, Tom Cruise. However, this time around Maverick won't be piloting his famed F-14 Tomcat from the original film, but rather a more modern and agile aircraft. Throughout the original film Top Gun, Maverick piloted the F-14 Tomcat. The plane was built in the early 1980s to defend the Navy's carriers from potential Soviet attacks, mainly bombers. The F-14 Tomcat was designed to intercept these bombers at high speeds in enough time to keep the carriers out of range of an attack. The F-14 Tomcat boasted a large radar along with the AIM-54 Phoenix air-to-air missile, which could be carried in clusters of up to 6 on the aircraft. Additionally, the craft could hit speeds up to 1544 miles per hour, making it ideal for intercepting other aircraft. Over time, the F-14 Tomcat became less popular due to their cost to maintain and difficulty to operate. Ultimately, the aircraft was retired in 2006. In Top Gun Maverick, the ace pilot will now be flying the F-18F Super Hornet. The aviationist posted leaked photos from a Hollywood gossip site back in September of 2018 that showed a F-18F Super Hornet with Captain Pete Mitchell Maverick labeled on its side, along with a blue stripe and 3 fighter jet markings, most likely for the 3 fictional MiG-28s he shot down in the original film. Maverick's new aircraft was introduced in the mid-1990s. The aircraft provides a more diverse role than the F-14 Tomcat, as it has both air-to-ground and air-to-air capabilities, with its primary function being the suppression of enemy air defenses. The F-18F Super Hornet is designed for a 2-person crew. Both seats have pilot capabilities, however, the back seat is generally for a weapons system officer. The F-18F Super Hornet can reach speeds up to 1190 miles per hour, putting it 350 miles per hour slower than the F-14 Tomcat, but the F-18F Super Hornet has increased agility and better control than the F-14 Tomcat. In an interview with Popular Science, former F-18F Super Hornet pilot and Top Gun instructor Vincent Gello says, the F-18, while very capable and extremely competent in its own right, doesn't quite have the same bad boy image as an F-14. The radar system is improved enough that the pilot can fly the plane and use the radar at the same time. Super Hornets come in 2 variants. A single-seater and a 2-seater, meaning that unlike a Tomcat, which engineers designed around a 2-person crew, a pilot can fly an F-18 all by themselves. The 2-seaters, technically known as the F-18F, can host a weapons systems officer in the backseat, abbreviation WSO, pronounced WIS-O. Alternatively, that backseat can be outfitted with all the controls a pilot would need to fly the Super Hornet. This is presumably a huge perk for filming. Paramount could put Tom Cruise and other actors in the Rhino, while a real Navy pilot is in charge of the plane from a front seat. That wasn't possible with the Tomcat, which never had the pilot's controls in Goose's seat. Indeed, a document posted states that Paramount and the Navy arranged to have the actors ride in the backseat of F-18s, although simply riding in a fighter jet and enduring the GS it generates is very arduous. Gone, of course, is the computer with magnetic tape. The Super Hornet has 6 solid-state computers on board. And a display on the Super Hornet now is touch-sensitive, so it's more like an iPhone than a Commodore 64. It was a Commodore 64 with wings on it, John Depre, callsign Cosmo, said on an episode of the Fighter Pilot podcast focused on the F-14. For example, the mission computer loaded off of magnetic tape. That magnetic tape computer had so little memory that its crew had to switch programs, depending on what the jet was doing at the moment. The Rio would hit a switch to bring up the bombing program, and then after the bomb dropping ended, they'd reload the air-to-air program, remembers David Culpeper, callsign Chili, who flew the Tomcat for nearly a decade.
Right down here you'll see the Martin Baker ejection seat that we'll be sitting in. Down here you see the yellow ejection handle.
The computer was old, and the plane was big. Culpeper remembers that when taxiing, it drove like a truck. The F-14 had a wingspan of 64 feet. The Tomcat's replacement, the F-18 Hornet, and the bigger, newer variants known as Super Hornets, have a wingspan of 40 and nearly 45 feet, respectively. And the Tomcat's top speed was faster. It'll hit 1,544 miles per hour, while the Super Hornet goes a pokey 1,190 miles per hour. While the Tomcat is powerful, the Hornet and Super Hornet are more agile. If an F18 and F14 were to fight, the former would have an advantage in that realm. I can attest to that personally, says ILO. And with a modern aircraft comes a plane easier to fly. The Tomcat was challenging to fly well, while the Hornet is easier to be good in, says Culpeper.
Some pilots say it makes operating a plane more like a video game than traditional.
The Hornets and Super Hornets may be known for finesse, nuance, and ergonomics, but the Tomcat was known for toughness, speed, and acceleration. The F-18, while very capable and extremely competent in its own right, doesn't quite have the same bad boy image as an F-14 ILO reflects. The F-18F Super Hornet should provide a new modern element to Top Gun Maverick. Additionally, the two-person crew of the aircraft is expected to give more dialogue between characters, specifically Maverick, and whoever his co-pilot is, maybe Goose's son? Fans should also be excited because even though the F-14 Tomcat has been retired, at the very end of the Top Gun Maverick trailer, the plane can be seen flying over snowy mountaintops. It is unknown if Maverick will once again fly his famed F-14 Tomcat, or whether it was just a flashback. Find out for yourself on June 26, 2020 when Top Gun Maverick makes its anticipated release.